All right, gonna play Dal in a moment. Oh, he's taking my game. Okay, we can select our hand, and oh, I'm torn. I'm torn. I like the idea of playing a balanced hand, right? I like this hand a lot. I think it's quite balanced. I think it's quite powerful. However, I really don't know how I'm going to start with it. If he has a 7 in every direction, I'm not sure how possible it will to be able to create difficulties, stuff that's hard for him to take. If I throw out a weak corner, whichever weak corner I throw out, say I throw Dinosaur in 1, that would be my best card for the rest of the game facing 1. So I kind of like the idea of something a little weaker, like this 1 2 6 6 hand, where I think I could start 1 2 6 6 and 7. Yeah, I think I'm going to start with this hand. Vialva mentioned an interesting idea of using 7 6 6 2s. There's a 2 6 6 7 and 6 7 2 6 pair. But I think this is the hand I want to go with. The first card's -3, meaning 15 out of the 18 average that you need. And the fifth card is 21, which is +3. The others are all 18s. So this hand should be legal, uses levels 3, 4s, and 5s, no 7 7s at all. And I think I have starter options. I both have the corners, but I can also chuck 1 2 6 6 in 7. All right. He has also gone with 7 6 3 2s, which I think is quite smart, and a big 7 7 corner that we have covered one way but not the other. Okay? We should have coverage of most things. We don't have a 7 down. Maybe I should have had a 7 down. In this specific matchup, it looks unlikely to matter, though if 6 3 6 1 landed in 7, that could be really annoying for me. That could be very annoying. Okay. This all looks like neither of us, did some massive exploit the other person didn't know about. So that's probably a reasonable sign, all considered. If 7 7 4 2 and 7, I should not play 1 2 6 6 and 5 because it sets up their cards just as well as it sets up mine. Things to remember. Gotta focus on good fundamentals. Locking in cards when we can. Uh, trying to look for places to lock in cards, really. Exact number pairing, not so important. There's no combo. We really just got to look to lock in as many cards as we can, as quickly as we can. And so I think in general, playing for L's is a really appealing way to play because the second turn player in an L is the first person to lock in a card and that's often advantageous. So that's the kind of thing I want to be aiming for. Also, keep a lot of power facing towards the action, but you want half power facing away so you have potential safety when you take stuff. Things like that. Good fundamentals. We're playing good fundamentals. We're Tim Duncan over here. Hmm. The first game I played, I was a bit nervous. I'm nervous on this one too. I feel like the rule set is drawish, but also things could get away from you, if that makes sense. Like, there's decent margin for error, but also if your brain stops clicking and you don't see how the cards come together, you could be left with something dead at the end of a line. I'm not sure quite how to think about it. I haven't played any games with the set. It's been a long time since, or I'm sure one of these tournaments had same plus plus wall open. I feel like round 2 of Nephilim might have done, but I'm not sure. But I got lucky there, and my opponent used a really unbalanced hand. That is obviously not the case here. 4 corners and an up down is going to be a really balanced hand, right? But we should think they're usually going to be weaker some directions than others. They have a 7 and a 6 to the left, but only 2s after that, 2s and 1s. So, yeah. To the right, they have a 7 and a 6, but only 3s left, right? The up down means they're not going to be as consistent in those directions. Up, they go 7 7 6, that's very strong. Down, they go 7 6 6, that's very strong. But side to side, they're going to be weaker because 6361 commits them a particular way. I have a weakness too. I have a weakness to the right. I go 76322 to the right. Really hard to not have a direction that you only have two decent numbers in. And, if they go in 3 or 9, I'm probably going to go in 1 or 7 respectively to try to make the game not about going to the right. Okay. This gives me L options. They do not cover a 7 up from either square. He covers anything else. And 7236 is presumably his recapture. I don't cover 7236 in 6, but I do in 4. So the first move that comes to mind is 7632 in 9. And there's a bunch that's appealing about this move. There's some stuff that's less appealing too. So 7632 and 9, 7236 and 7. I can take with bomb and go up 6-4. That's obviously like what we're looking to do. No, that must be good. I was thinking they can play in 1, and then if we take 5, we set them up with a same in 6. But if they play a same in 6, I shouldn't be upset about it because their same in 6 is fundamentally not flipping extra cards. So 7632 and 9 looks really appealing to me. If 7632 and 7, they go 7236 and 9, and I have to set up an L in 4. They don't have a 6 up, so I can take anything they put up in 7. So 9 looks like where I should be. It does use a card that's weak to the right, but it's not actually making the game more rightwards because 7 and 9 are paired squares. Yeah, I'm liking the look of 9. Trying not to like underestimate 7 because this is an important decision and there are like 2 moves that pop out. They didn't give up substantial power in any direction, so the corners are not particularly appealing. So I think it's going to be 7632 and 7 or 9. And 7, I don't love the L's there. Maybe 6327 and 4. It threatens the same in 5, which is really strong. And if they block 5, we can play 2763 and 1. And it's 5-5, and they can't set up in 5 such that they can take that. I think they do have ties. He does have ties there, though. All right, 7632 and 9, 7236 and 7, bomb in 4. If they go 5, they do set up a threat in 6. Right? If they play 3267 and 5, they set up a threat in 6. And I don't have safety in 1 there. Oh, I do. They only have 2s to the right. I can go in 1 at that point. They have some sames at the end. They play 7, 7, 4, 2, and 6, and they cover my 2s to the right. I'm really not sure between these 2 moves. I think the one where I have potential to capture them should be more appealing. No, they have to use 3, 6, 7, 2, and 6. Okay. I think this line's the better line. Because, which it looks like it should be, but if 7, 2, 3, 6, and 7, 2, 7, 6, 3 in 4, 3, 2, 6, 7 in 5, 1, 2, 6, 6 in 1, 3-6-7-2 in 6, I can play 6-2-6-7 in 2, and Marlborough's dead at the end. Now, they don't have to go in 5 there. I'm not saying this is, but you want to find, in a game like no combo, right? You want to find a line where they can go wrong, right? A plausible, normal looking variation where they can go wrong. I don't think I can be lost in this line. It doesn't seem dangerous to me, which is good for the nerves, so I'm still kind of nervy. It doesn't feel like it can be dangerous, and there is a way for them to play very sensible moves and get in trouble. And importantly, we are the first person to lock in. I do get the point of 8, right? He had the double recapture, and he also played against a direction where I don't have a natural threat from 5. I may also consider 6-3-2-7 and 6 next turn, but I'm skeptical. I think we're going to be playing in 4 if he goes 7. I've been assuming 7-2-3-6 and 7. If I did play in 7, it forced that card. Here they have the choice of 7-7-4-2, and that might be relevant to some of the lines I've checked. But I'm really not sure. I think they probably do want to use 7-2-3-6. I think 7-7-4-2's... No, but they need that left power. So maybe 7-7-4-2 is smarter. Either way, there's a little bit of pressure here, but I think he finds a solid move or two, and But that's what this set is going to be, right? This set is going to be try to get little bits of pressure and hope it happens to be one they don't see the way out of. There are definitely going to be dangerous spots, right? Just because there's a little more margin on ties. Again, as I said, I feel like things can just start getting away from you. Like, from my perspective, I suspect either move in 7 for him is a tie. But if I was in his spot, I would be looking at both moves in 7 and be really terrified I was missing something. And I would have to calculate something specific, and that's hard to do in 5 minutes. And that can also lead you to panic and play elsewhere, which, if it happens, would probably be beneficial for us, though even then I'm not sure how much I have. Probably play 7. I mean, 7's just a really good square for either of us, right? But it does depend. This is going to be a tricky set. This is going to be a tricky set. Very much not the usual rule set, and many stipulations. I did a video on building the hands, and I would like the round to be done one way or the other and move on to either not being in the tournament, of course, or playing a rule set that is a little more in my wheelhouse. I like no combo closed a lot. I've had a lot of bad experiences in tournaments with no combo open. Actually, that's not really true. I specifically got no combo open against Great Sephiroth once, and we agreed to coin flip it, and I won the coin flip and ended up winning the tournament. So that can't be a bad memory. But the other one, I went out on activity to Koner, and when I was definitely more active. But we played a few games, and I got like little bits of pressure, but Koner wasn't gonna fold to like little bits. Okay, he goes 5, setting up 6. And one issue I have is I only have 6s facing up. So his point is, if I go 6, he's going to take it with 3-2-6-7 and lock stuff in. And that's a pretty powerful effect. I think my point needs to be he can only use 3-6-7-2 once. And so I should play in 7, not 6. I should lock in a card from 7. Just looking at the rules, making sure combo's off. I should lock in a card from 7, and then they can only use 3-6-7-2 once. If they use it in 4, then maybe I have bomb in 1. That seems pretty powerful. And if they use it in 6, maybe I have a Lastoid in 3. Which seems less powerful, but potentially also good enough. So I think I need to keep Bomb and Elastoid. And 1266, while being somewhat redundant with Elastoid, if I land, if it goes 741, that hits usefully in 2. Is there ever a line where I need 6327? I don't think so, and there are lines I need 6267. So I think I should play 6327 and 7. Now, there's some annoying lines there. He might be able to play 2, and his cards sweep me enough that my like 6-4 lead with more cards on the board is just meaningless. That seems very possible. I think 2 ties against 7. That's a tough move to find though. It's much easier to play in 4 or 6. And I have pretty good play against both 4 and 6. And maybe 7-7-4-2 and 2. Maybe I can go 1. 4, 7, 3, 6. Maybe that's enough? Okay, maybe that wins. 6, 3, 2, 7, and 7 looks like it has to be the try. Just really hoping to overwork their 3, 6, 7, 2. Because again, we make the other cards dead, and we keep our cards that are best at facing the action. But they're 3, 2, 6, 7. There's so many lines where things randomly become good sweepers. Okay, let's look at some lines. 3, 6, 7, 2, and 4 makes it 5, 5. I play in 1. I'm up 6, 4, and they have no captures. Is it over? I think that wins. So hard to calculate, but I think that wins. They don't have anything in 3. I think I play 2. And if they go in 6, I play 2 and I flip 5. And that should be sufficient. That is sufficient. So I think 4 doesn't hold. And 6, very similar thing with 6, 2, 6, 7, and 3. And if they play a 3, 2, 6, 7, and 4, then I have to play Bomb in 1, but that is enough. In fact, I think that wins 7, 3, but I think that's the only winning move there. Or I guess the last 2, I'm still up there. Okay, so that one's pretty straightforward. So 2 is scary. 2 is scary. I'm reminded a little, this is a weird analogy, but I was thinking when making hands for this rule set about Great Sephiroth's Laming Hand on level 4. And it was a little similar to this. I think it was 6-2-7-2 that went in 2, and here we similarly saw a side starter. And then 3-6-7-4 to recapture, and here there was 7-2-3-6, and sometimes 7-7-4-2 to recapture. But I think really critically for that hand, Tarama 7-4-4-4 was the third card, making sure the opponent never has safety next to it. And he would just tempt people to grab those squares, and then he would lock in a card, and he always had pluses in 5 after he played Tarama in either 4 or 6. Okay, he goes 2, but he uses 3-6-7-2. Which does set up his 3-2-6-7, but leaves his 7-7-4-2 in his hand. But if I go something like Elastoid in 4, I don't win. And if I go something else in 4, Malboro takes it. Okay. And 3267 sweeps my sixes down. This could be a very good save of his. This could be a very good save. Okay. What if I play 1266 in 6? I go up 7-3. If they play Marlboro in 1, then I can play Bomb in 1, and 3267 has nothing. If they play 3267 in 3, then I can play Elastoid in 4. So I need to keep Bomb for 1 and Elastoid for 4. And I think 1266 should do it. He can reply in 4, but then he's down 7-3. That's not something. So I think 1266 and 1. Man, 3672 and 2 was really clever. I was thinking he had to hold on to that card, but I had seen in another line that I have all sixes down. So 3267 on the right just sweeps me now. This was a really nice way to set up that card. And so I have to get rid of the right first. And so I think it has to be 1266 and 6. 7-3. He goes Marlboro in 3. I play Bomb in 1. He goes 3267 and 3. I play Elastoid in 4. He goes Marlboro in 4. I'm up 6-4. I can go 3. He plays 3267. I can go 3. He plays in 1. I'm up 7-3. He doesn't have double captures. Yeah, I think it's got to be 1266 and 6. But I didn't see this defense. I was looking at other moves in 2, and I also thought 2 was the best try. This is very interesting. I think I play against his last card well enough here by keeping both Bomb and Elastoid. I was really optimistic after my move in 7. And I thought I had checked 2 thoroughly enough, but I had not checked this move, and I should have checked this move. This was an interesting idea. I got ahead enough on the board, which is really important in no combo, that I think this was sufficient. But not an easy game here. I like my move in 9. I think that was a little better than going in 7, but probably it's negligible. And then his move in 5 put him a little over-reliant on one card. And then he used that card, but that actually I think was a good try. Which was surprising to me. Because again, I just checked the moves that didn't use the card, or if it did, it immediately hit in 4 or 6. But I think this was the only move against this. I think his cards were really nicely set up for that endgame. Maybe not. Maybe I could have won going in 3 first, and then playing playing like say Bomb in 6, and then because if he holds on to 3276, I can go 1, and because he has no captures there, I probably still win. So maybe there were a few paths, but they weren't the paths I expected to be trying to find here. It's funny how, like, no combo is, in some sense, the calculation is much simpler because it just stops. Like, you just don't have to check forward near as much, or you don't have to, like, be like, is there a setup or anything like that. But because I'm so much less used to it, the calculation is both slower and also I don't trust myself. So I have to, like, double check things more and just take it slower to make sure I'm not dropping anything. And I bet that's true for every other player. Like, I bet that's true for Dalamar, and I bet that will be true for other players this round. Three six seven two and 3267 ended up having really good synergy. I thought a lot about how to line up my 7-6-3-2s, but in the game at least, I never I never played for much synergy, or never achieved much. Um, yeah. Just saying good game type stuff, and now we block 4. Really strange rule set. Really felt weird to play. I think it was interesting we ended up on very similar hands. He used a 7-7, I went for 7-6-6. And but we won't both went for like a 6-6 on low level. He went for a little more balance when I went for the kind of double corner because I thought Elastoid could work elsewhere. But given that he went a little more pure corners, going an up down there made sense. And my hand that was more pure corners also had the up down there. Yeah. All right. Guess I'll call it there. I'm gonna try to catch more games from this round, but I do think it's easy for it to slip away from you on this rule set, but it's still going to be kind of tie oriented. So we'll see how the games go. Good game here. Cheers.